time, ladies and gentlemen. We call your attention to the field as we get ready to get underway and recognize our seniors for this 2023 season. Just to make his way all the way down, and then we will get underway. We're glad to have you with us here this afternoon as we get ready to honor some of our Lion family members. The joy of doing these games is we get to associate with these young people year in and year out. I can tell you what kind of sandwiches they like and don't like on the road. We're blessed by the opportunities that this university has had in your family sharing you with us. That's the easy part. Today's the hard part. Ladies and gentlemen, as we call their name, would you please welcome our seniors. Number 75, Leandre Andreas. With his mom, Brenda McIntosh, Viridian Uniqua, his sister, stepbrother, Blackhead McIntosh, and his girlfriend, Evan. Ladies and gentlemen, number 75, Leandre Andreas. He wears number 0, Octavius Askew. Escort, Grandma Valerie Allen, Grandpa Atticus Allen, Adele Scott, great-grandma, Aunt Tisha Allen, and Mother Andrea Allen, Octavius Askew. He wears number 89 for the Mountain Lions, Tristan Brank. Escorts this afternoon, Anita Brank. His mom, Dad, Steve Brank, and wife, Shelby Brank. Ladies and gentlemen, Tristan Brank. He wears number 72 for the Mountain Lions. He's in his 44th start for Mars Hill. Justin Bullock. Escort, Ben Bullock, Kathy Bullock, and Jessica Bullock. Number 72, Justin Bullock. He wears number 23. Please welcome Daquan Carter. His escort, Dad, Terrence Carter. Mom, Yolanda Carter. Sister, Jacob Williams. Tamoko Williams is aunt, and Mary Carter. Number 23, Daquan Carter. Chapman wears number 84 from Orange Hill, escorted by Amanda Chapman and Patrick Chapman. Ladies and gentlemen, our number 84, Brennan Chapman. He wears number 88, Bo DeBerry. Escorting him this afternoon is Dad Brian DeBerry, Mom Ashley, and Sister Hannah. Ladies and gentlemen, number 88, Bo DeBerry. He wears number 11 for the Mountain Lions, Dexter Fitzpatrick Jr. Escorted with his mom this afternoon, Denise Fitzpatrick. Ladies and gentlemen, Dexter Fitzpatrick. Stephen Hood wears number 74 for the Mountain Lions. He's escorted this afternoon by his mom, Dawn Hood, Dad, Richard Hood, sister, Rachel Hood, and girlfriend, Kayla Gallagher. Ladies and gentlemen, number 74, Stephen Hood. He wears number 93, Justin Hoskins. Escort, Mom, Lisa Hoskins, Trevor Hoskins, his dad, Eileen Davey, his grandmother, Tamara Davey, his aunt, Grandpa Orville Davey, and Uncle Wardell Kelly. Number 93, Justin Hoskins. He wears number 71, Cortez Huckleby. Escort, Mom, Robin Huckleby, Sister, Chanel Huckleby, Juan Lewis, his brother, and Charles Huckleby, his father. Ladies and gentlemen, number 71, Cortez Huckleby. Sid Jones is up next. He wears number 80 for the Mountain Lions, hailing from Greenville, Tennessee. With him this afternoon, his father, Evan Jones, Angie Gosnell, Charles Jones, Susie Jones, and Carol Boschi. Ladies and gentlemen, C.J. Jones. Timothy Lamboni wears number 42. His escorts this afternoon, Julie Clark, his mother, Jeremy Clark, his father, his sister, Ariel Clark, and brother, Sheldon Clark. Ladies and gentlemen, number 42, Timothy Lamboni. Wesley Lear wears number 19 from Orange Hill. With him this afternoon, Gary Lear, his father, Melissa Lear, his mother, and girlfriend, Addison Jones. Number 19, Wesley Lear. He wears number 92, James Lynch. Escorting him this afternoon, James Lynch Sr., Violet, and Sierra Lynch. Ladies and gentlemen, our very own number 92, James Lynch. Jahari Mitchell wears number 1 for the Mountain Lions. With him this afternoon are Mika Thomas, Damian Mitchell, and Jalen Mitchell. Ladies and gentlemen, our number 1, Jahari Mitchell. Wears number 76 for the Mountain Lions. Please welcome Chandler Nunn. Escort, Nancy Nunn, Ernestine Sanders, and Grace Kazar. Ladies and gentlemen, number 76, Chandler Nunn. He wears number 94. Please welcome Tarshawn Reed. Escort, Mom, Latanya Reed, girlfriend, Ariana Glass, Tyrion Reed, his brother, and Ken Tormar is his brother. Ladies and gentlemen, number 94, Tarshawn Reed. Number 4 from Orange Hill, Monroe Sanderson. Escorts this afternoon, Sylvia Washington, Sean Gillette, and Jeremiah Sanderson. Ladies and gentlemen, number 4, Monroe Sanderson. Zane Savage wears number 97 from Orange Hill, escorted this afternoon by Charlotte Savage and Samuel Savage. Ladies and gentlemen, number 97, James Savage. Number 58 is T.J. Skinner, escorted this afternoon by Todd Skinner, Christian Skinner, Brad number 21, T.J. Skinner. Wrapping up our final two, our 22nd and 23rd seniors. He wears number 25. Please welcome Zachary Smith. Escort Jeremy Smith, Carlos Smith, and Hiram Sumlin. Ladies and gentlemen, number 25, Zachary Smith. And wearing number 5, Jake Watson. Escort Jenny Watson. His father, mom, Pam Watson, and sister, Faith Watson. Ladies and gentlemen, number 5, Mr. Jake Watson. Hold on, everybody. We're not finished just yet. I have for you the following from head coach Tim Clifton. Seniors, to the senior class of 23, I want to thank you for your love and commitment to the Martyrs Hill football family. Thank you for your persistence and perseverance during the time of turmoil that we faced during COVID. You never wavered. You showed great courage and love for your teammates and for this university. Martyrs Hill University is a better place because of your presence on this campus. You have changed this place forever. Your winning record the last 3 years will go down as the best 3 consecutive years in the history of Martyrs Hill University football. There is no doubt that each and every one of you will become a success, and most of all, you will become a great husband, great fathers, and great leaders. Thank you for coming into our lives, and please remember these 2 things. I love you as your head coach, and God loves you. Sincerely, head coach Tim Clifton. On behalf of that gentleman and your entire Martyrs Hill University family, to the parents and families, thank you for sharing your young people with us. It has been our distinct joy and pleasure. You're always welcome back here at the Hill. You are loved, you will be missed, but you will always be a mountain lion. Ladies and gentlemen, your seniors. Ladies and gentlemen, we have this opportunity to recognize our cheerleaders. Aaliyah Brewer, Deshaun Sanders, Lauren Freeman, Lillian Mann, Kaylee Queen, Faith Giles, Jane Erickson, Samuel Evans, Emily Rollins, Kaylin Jones, Aiden Evans, Allison Kirkman, Brittany Hernandez, Kylie Cook, Lauren Cantrell, Nick Murphy, Lashai Davis, Inslee Myers, Leah Brady, and Hannah Hughes. Your next team: Abby McLeod, Rachel Steele, Christina Stark, Grace Kennard, Olivia Shoemaker, Addison Ballard, Ann Melvin, Leah Wilson, Anna Boyles, Kiara Griffin, our Martyrs Hill University cheer and dance team members. Let's give them a good round of applause. They've been with us all season long. Stadium. The Ammons Family Athletic Center stands Anderson Field for this Southland Conference matchup on Senior Day and Veterans Day as your Mount Lions play host to the Wolves of Newberry. Please welcome onto the field your Martinsville University Mountain Lions Marching Band under the direction of Dr. J.T. Womack, Director of Band, and Dr. Brian Finkel, Director of Percussion. The band is led onto the field by drum major Lindsey Peterson. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, in honor of this great land of ours, would you please stand in honor of our veterans throughout the land and who are in attendance today as the VFW Color Guard will be coming onto the field for the presentation of colors. They are from VFW Post 5483 here at Martinsville. Commander Chris Ledford, Vice Commander Frank Clark, Harold Hoyle, and Brian Eubanks. Once they are in place, we will pause for our invocation, and then we will have the playing of our national anthem. Let us pray. Our most gracious Heavenly Father, how very thankful we are that you have assigned us to this special place at this moment. We are thankful for these seniors that we have been able to honor this afternoon and members of our Hall of Fame that we're able to honor this morning. They are indeed part of what makes this place so very special. You have in your design created a masterful institution. And we ask that you continue to use this institution to reach out to those throughout the land and throughout the world. Help those of us that know you as our Lord and Savior to share that information of others. Let them know that they can have the eternal victory by accepting your Son, Jesus Christ, into their heart. We ask that you bless these seniors. Help them to know how much they are loved, how much they will be missed, and to their parents, how sincerely we appreciate them sharing them with us. In Jesus' name, amen. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. Hill. We appreciate those gentlemen's service to this great land of ours and their continued service here in this community. Let's give them a good round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Mars Hill University alma mater.
Good afternoon and welcome into Mears Stadium on the beautiful campus of Mars Hill University. It is senior day for the Mars Hill Lions as they welcome in the visiting Newberry Wolves, final game of this 2023 South Atlantic Conference campaign. I am Doug Maurer, happy to have everyone with us. Kind of a gloomy afternoon here in the mountains. It is a little bit chilly. Wind may play a bit of a factor. No rain at the moment. But this is November football weather, and so it just adds to the fact that when these two teams get together, Mars Hill and Newberry, it always seems to be a knockdown, drag-it-out type game. It is a rematch of last year's conference championship game, a game that was won by Newberry 27-24. The Wolves do lead the overall series with a 14-5 record, although the last time these two teams played at Mars Hill in 2021, it was the Lions who came away with a 28-21 overtime victory. As far as records on the season go, the Lions come in at 7-2 on the year, 6-2 in the conference. They were inches away from hosting Lenoir-Rhyne today for the conference championship, but last week it did not go the Lions' way on a number of occasions, playing at Tusculum. Is not an easy thing to do, and the Lions had to face a lot of adversity. Still forced double overtime. Many people felt the Lions won the game in regulation on a field goal that was called no good, but was actually good. Nothing the Lions can do about it. They just have to move on, and when they move on, it's this Newberry team staring straight at them. Now, for Newberry, they come in at 4-6 on the year, 3-5 in the conference, but this is a Wolves team that has played with some of the conference's best all year and some of the country's best. Taking on Shippensburg and North Greenville in the non-conference, two very good teams, including a road victory at Shippensburg. And you take a look at some of these conference games for Newberry, a 24-10 loss against a very good Lenoir-Rhyne team. They only lost by 4 at Limestone. They lost by 4 last week against Wingate. I mean, that is just such a tough schedule. So don't let Newberry's record fool you. This is a Wolves team that can beat you in a lot of different ways. And when you take a look at the Wolves, they have a couple of different quarterbacks they like to go with. Brayden Phillips is more of that pocket passer. He'll look to beat you with his arm. And then you have Jai Tolan, who is more of that dual threat type quarterback. A lot of guys who can run the ball well. They like to hand the ball off to Traquel Murray, as well as Dwayne Wright, who is their leading rusher on the season. Now, it will be Mars Hill to receive the opening kickoff. When you talk about Mars Hill's offense, it all starts with the man under center or in shotgun, as Tim Clifton does like to go out of the shotgun a lot, and that's J.R. Martin. Martin has had an outstanding year, and what a game for Martin against Tusculum last week, converting in overtime with a 50-yard touchdown pass. You don't say that very often in overtime because teams are supposed to start at the 25-yard line, but that was just one of the things that Martin did so well. Here's a nice kick return as the Lions will have pretty good starting field position. A little extracurricular behind the play, and we might say that a few times. These two teams don't like each other very much. They're both very defensive-minded, but when you take a look at the fact that it is the last game of the year, everything to play for, expect these two teams to be very physical here today. So J.R. Martin leads the Lions offense out onto the field. Mars Hill wearing their very sleek alternate black uniforms with the gold and blue trim. Newberry in the white unis with the red trim and the silver helmets. Running back for Mars Hill is John Gillette. Expect him to play probably 99% of the snaps. Handoff does go to Gillette, and he'll try and bounce it to the outside. Good pursuit by the Wolves defense, and Gillette runs out of bounds after a minimal gain. Call it no gain, 2nd down and 10. Gillette is a little bit more of an outside the tackles runner. He can go between the tackles if you need him to, but he prefers to kind of run through that C gap or off tackle. Good speed, a good receiver out of the backfield. Two receivers to the left, one to the right for Martin. JR goes play action, looking to pass. Pulls it down, and this is something that Newberry's going to have to keep an eye on. Martin can absolutely run. He picks up about 3 yards, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 7 from the 31. Call it a gain of 4, so 3rd and 6. And it was kind of interesting. Newberry used Luke Taylor, the senior linebacker, as a spy, and I would expect Taylor to do a lot of spying on J.R. Martin. Martin, a guy that can certainly beat you with his arm, but he can beat you with his legs as well. Martin has rushed for 471 yards this year. That's an average of 52 yards per game, and Martin pulls it down, and sure enough, he's going to run. Picks up the 1st down. Martin takes a hit at the 40, stays on his feet, and he goes out of bounds at the 47-yard line. J.R. Martin moves the chains and gives the Lions a 1st and 10. It's a 16-yard pickup for Martin. Now, Martin had a game earlier this year at home where he ran for over 150 yards. That was Mars Hill's victory against Barton, 16-14 win. JR, well, handed off to Gillette running right side, and Gillette has room. Great blocking out front. Have to give some credit to the offensive lineman, Leandre Andreas, celebrating his senior day. That was excellent blocking by Andreas, and something he can put on tape if he wants to showcase something at the next level. That was a heck of a block by the Lions' right tackle. A gain of 8 yards, 2nd down and 2. On the far side of the screen, it's Malik Laurent. He is Mars Hill's top wide receiver, numbers-wise. Simeon Thompson at the bottom. Another handoff to Gillette running right side. Has a 1st down, cuts it back, and is tackled at about the 40-yard line. They'll spot it at the 41, 5-yard pickup for John Gillette. You know, a lot of seniors were recognized pregame today for Mars Hill, and they made the statement that this 3-year stretch for the Lions, it is the winningest 3-year stretch in Mars Hill football history. That's how good this senior class has been. As Gillette, a true freshman, bounces it to the right side again. You see this with John Gillette. He runs outside a lot. He has the speed to beat the linebacker to the edge. It's another 1st down for Mars Hill, and if you are trying to stop the run against Mars Hill, you have to set that edge against Gillette, because if he continues to turn the corner, it's going to be a long day for your defense. Gillette has averaged 4.6 yards per carry on the year, 85 yards per game, and he's at 761 total rush yards on the year. And another run for Gillette, again looking to bounce it outside, and a much better job by Newberry. Might have been a late hit, but no flag came out. The tackle was made by Keyshawn Glover, redshirt senior, 6'3" defensive back. It was a physical tackle, we'll put it that way. And it ends up losing a yard. New running back into the game, it's Zachary Smith. And Smith will go with a flea flicker, but he didn't get the pitch back to Martin. It ends up being a fumble, and J.R. Wisely just falls on it. It'll be an 8-yard loss, so Mars Hill dialing up a trick play. Unfortunately for Smith and the Lions offense, they weren't quite able to execute it. And now you're staring at a 3rd and 19. So a big play for the Newberry defense. And this is kind of what happened to Mars Hill last week against Tusculum. They were in this part of the field so often, but just weren't able to score a whole lot of points. And negative plays, penalties had a big part of that. Here's a good throw by Martin. He finds Jahari Mitchell over the middle. Mitchell turns the corner, gets the first down. He's looking for the end zone. Mitchell is in. Jahari Mitchell, the recipient of a 40-yard touchdown pass from J.R. Martin. That was a nice job by Martin extending the play and finding Jahari Mitchell over the middle. It was going to be about a 15-yard gain, probably a little bit shy of the sticks, but Jahari Mitchell, great awareness to find the open field and pick up about 25 yards after the catch into the end zone. Extra point from Lon Tichy is through, and Mars Hill goes 74 yards on their first drive of the game. Takes a 7-0 lead against a very game Newberry defense. Nice start for the Lions. We'll take a timeout before Mars Hill sends their defense out onto the field for the first time. This is South Atlantic Conference football on Flo Sports.
We don't always agree who to pull for on game day, but we all can agree that litter is bad for North Carolina.
Mars Hill 7, Newberry nothing. The Lions go right down the field, and on a 3rd and 19, J.R. Martin is able to connect with Jahari Mitchell for a 40-yard touchdown pass. That catch by Mitchell, only his 6th catch of the season, but it is his 2nd touchdown reception, and he averages about 20 yards per reception. So when it comes to Jahari Mitchell, he's a big play target. And yeah, Mitchell is a senior out of Shelby, but sometimes, I don't want to say becomes the forgotten man on that wide receiver group, but he's extremely talented. And when you look at Malik Laurent and Simeon Thompson, those two guys get a lot of the targets on the outside, and because Tim Clifton likes to use his tight ends and go with that double tight end set, Bo DeBerry and Tristan Brank, sometimes Laurent just doesn't get on the field a whole lot, but when he is out there, He's very dangerous. So Newberry will send Jai Tolan out. Tolan, the dual threat quarterback out of Gilbert, South Carolina. Andre Banks, I believe that's Banks in the game. Turn and hand the ball off. No, it's going to be Wright. Wright, the tailback, running to the right. And he has a nice gain on first down. Very similar to what we saw from Gillette during Mars Hill's first possession. So Dwayne Wright, he is a 5'11", 230-pound running back from Charleston, South Carolina. And he picks up 10 yards on first down. It's a new set of downs for the Wolves. Tolan on the hard count, got the Lions to jump. Free play, and he throws it to the outside. Tristan Rankin, one-on-one coverage, knocks it away from the intended receiver, but this should be a 5-yard penalty against the Lions defense for jumping in the neutral zone. Pass was intended for Andre Banks. A penalty called against Tarshawn Reed. And it'll be 1st and 5 for Newberry. Receiver down here at the near side is Key Williams. He's 6'1", very athletic. One-on-one against Sanderson. Tolan from the pistol. Turns and hands it off. Wright tries to bounce it. And this time the Lions defense there to make the play. Big Boris Lewis, 5'11" senior, in on the tackle. It's a pickup of 2. 2nd down and 3. Now this Mars Hill defense, we've talked a lot about them throughout the year. An excellent linebacking core, anchored by Landon Honeycutt, one of the top tacklers in the country. Here's the snap, another handoff. Wright again bounces it to the right side. Dexter Fitzpatrick is there along with Demipi Lamboni. And it'll be a loss of a yard. It's now 3rd and 4. Just hard to run consistently against this Lions front 7. Got Octavius Askew as outside linebacker. He likes to come on blitzes when it comes to 3rd down. Jai Tolan from the pistol brings a man in motion. Here's the snap. Play action. Tolan, the lefty, will throw it. It's Banks. Banks makes the catch. He needed the 45, and I think he went out of bounds a yard short. He did. It'll be 4th down. It's a nice play design, but if you're Andre Banks, you have to know where the sticks are. And he just went out of bounds. He avoided contact completely. It'll be 4th down in a yard, and Newberry's going to have to punt. So a bit of a mental mistake there by Andre Banks. The Lions are going to guard against a potential fake. Punt is away, and Noah Pittman waves for the fair catch and makes it at the 15-yard line. So despite the 5-yard penalty that set Newberry up with a 1st and 5, the Wolves are unable to move the chains. And the Lions, with a 7-0 lead, will send their offense back out onto the field. We're going to take a timeout here from Mears Stadium. And Mars Hill 7, Newberry 0 at South Atlantic Conference football on Flow Sports. Good start for Mars Hill. On senior day, the Lions lead at 7-0. Mars Hill, an opportunity to run their record to 8-2 on the year and 7-2 in the conference. Remember, Mars Hill's lone non-conference game this year was against Wingate. And Wingate is in the conference, but because they weren't scheduled to play, they scheduled a non-conference game. And Wingate put together an excellent campaign, so Mars Hill, with a really good non-conference strength of schedule victory on their resume to go along with potentially a 7-2 conference slate with conference wins over some pretty good teams. So I think it may be a little out of the realm, but you never know when it comes to the draw and how things end up working themselves out, but the Lions certainly would have a case for some postseason play. Here's Martin. He takes a shot looking for Jahari Mitchell up the near sideline, but good coverage on the back end by Newberry's Kevon Gregory. Kevon Gregory is one of the best cornerbacks in the conference. He is very tough to beat. Newberry kind of treats him a lot like Tim Clifton treats Tristan Rankin and Monroe Sanderson. They will leave Gregory out on an island a lot. Let him go one-on-one against receivers. Here's the handoff to Gillette. He takes a big hit at the 25-yard line. It is going to be a first down. Got just enough. Hit made by Colby Taylor, freshman defensive end. So first and 10 for Mars Hill. And some discussion about the clock. Looks like everything is right now, and the Lions go fast. Handoff to Gillette, again right side, and he's able to turn the corner for 5 more yards. Now, this is John Gillette. He likes to run to the short side of the field, get to the sideline, use his speed. We saw he is not afraid to run between the tackles. That 3rd and 3 run was right up the gut, took a big hit, hung onto the football, and was able to pick up the first down. You do this enough times, it's going to set up the play action for Martin or the dual threat where he can keep it himself. Straight drop back here, crossing route, caught by Jahari Mitchell with room. Mitchell out of bounds at the 44-yard line. That's a 14-yard pickup, and Jahari Mitchell has been J.R. Martin's favorite target here in the early going. That's his second grab, 54 yards already for Mitchell. He's been targeted 3 times. We talked a lot about the skill position players. Haven't talked a ton about Martin. J.R. Martin, a chance to surpass 2,000 pass yards on the year. He came into play today needing 193 through the air to do it. Here's a handoff up the middle, and John Gillette, see you later. Nobody is catching him. Touchdown, Lions. 56-yard touchdown run for John Gillette. And the breakaway speed from the true freshman on full display. 13-0 Mars Hill. You see those runs to the outside, and it sets those types of plays up for Gillette. He is into the end zone. It's his 4th rushing touchdown of the season. Extra point from Tichy is through. 14-0. Gillette also has a couple of receiving touchdowns this year, but that's a great one for Gillette. His longest run of the year, 56 yards, and it puts the Lions on top, 14-0. We're going to take a break here from Mir Stadium. Mars Hill out to a great start early over Newberry.
Mars Hill University, helping you move your mountain.
Mars Hill University gives me plenty of degrees to choose from.
At MHU, I get the attention I deserve.
MHU keeps me close to home, and there's tons to do in the mountains.
Over 60 courses of study, small class settings, a breathtaking campus. These are just a few examples of how MHU can help you start moving your mountain. Visit us today at mhu.edu. Mars Hill University, education that moves mountains.
We don't always agree who to pull for on game day, but we all can agree that litter is bad for North Carolina.
Lions 14, Wolves nothing. .5:01 to play first quarter. And Mars Hill will kick it away with Sez Jones, a senior out of Greenville, Tennessee. Jones, end over end kick. Goes into the end zone. So Newberry will take over at the 25-yard line. And some pressure put on this this Wolves offense early. You come out and they've only had one drive, and all of a sudden you're down 14-0. It puts a lot of pressure on Jai Tolan. At least move the sticks, give your defense a little bit of a breather. New running back in the game, John Swinton III. Tolan play action. Pass is caught at the 31-yard line. Andre Banks, the junior wideout, with his second grab. Banks is the second leading receiver on the team, averaging just 22 yards per game. There's 21 catches on the year. Keith DeSaucher, the leading receiver, at 43 yards per game. Tolan finds Banks again, and the wide receiver scampers out of bounds. This time he does know where the marker is and picks it up for a first down. The third catch for Banks. Ball at the 35-yard line. Swinton, the tailback, just 7 carries on the year for 36 yards. It's a 4.5-yard average. See if Tolan does hand him the football here on first down. Under 4 minutes to play first quarter, and Swinton gets the carry. Nice spin move at the line of scrimmage, and he will fall forward for a gain of about 4 yards. Dexter Fitzpatrick in on the stop. This play is going to be shut down. I think the Lions again were a little over anxious and in the neutral zone. Anytime you make contact, officials are going to blow the play dead. Yeah, they're already marking it off. Now it's Tarshawn Reed again, second time. He has jumped in the neutral zone, second down and 1. Tolan takes the snap, And pulls it down. He's going to try and run. Tarshawn Reed swallows it up. Not sure if that was a designed run or a play action to where Tolan didn't see what he wanted and pulled it down, but it's a loss of 4. It'll bring up 3rd down and 5. Tolan brings a man in motion, takes the snap, back to pass, looking. Fitzpatrick there, Lions swallow him up. Honeycutt also in, it's another sack, and Newberry's going to have to punt it away. The Lions defense standing tall. We saw Newberry a 1st and 5 on their opening possession. They were not able to pick up a 1st down. And after looking at a 2nd down and 1 on this possession, they're unable to pick up the 1st down. Punt is away. Pittman wisely lets it roll, and Mars Hill take over at their own 18-yard line, 3rd possession of the game. Let's take a look at some of the early statistics. Mars Hill leading 14-0, and really a good start to the game. If you are a Mars Hill fan, the Lions have run the ball 12 times for a total of 107 yards. J.R. Martin is 2 of 3 passing for 51 yards. Martin's going to throw here. Looking. Now Martin able to buy some time. He'll keep it himself and go out of bounds at the 30-yard line. It's a 12-yard pickup for Martin. And just such good feel for JR. He knows that he's able to manipulate the pocket, buy some extra time for his receivers if it's not there. JR very comfortable tucking it down and finding the run lanes. Martin hands it off to Gillette. Right side, and Gillette is out of bounds after a 2, maybe 3-yard pickup. First down.
Second down from the 33-yard line.
We're under a minute to play in the first quarter. Snap to Martin, play action. JR, plenty of time, and a beautiful one-handed snag by Gillette coming out of the backfield. Talked about his receiving ability. There's a fantastic catch by John Gillette. And a first down for Mars Hill to the 41. Now, the Lions do not have to snap the ball. They can take this to the quarter, and it looks like that's exactly what J.R. Martin and this offense is going to do. So 1 quarter in the books. The Lions 14, the Wolves nothing. Mars Hill with a little bit of a revenge game from last year and perhaps taking out some frustration the way last week's game played out in Tusculum. They're taking it out on the Wolves here today. Second quarter is coming up next.
I just did not have a lot of stability.
I was facing foreclosure.
Not working at all, didn't have any money.
I could not go to school and work, so I found Mars Hill.
The experience here has been so wonderful.
It's been amazing.
I was able to have the full-time hours without the full-time load.
They are just incredibly supportive.
And Mars Hill is very affordable.
Mars Hill University Adult and Graduate Studies. Education that moves mountains.
I will be the first in my family to graduate with my bachelor's degree.
We don't always agree who to pull for on game day, but we all can agree that litter is bad for North Carolina. We don't always agree who to pull for on game day, but we all can agree that litter is bad for North Carolina.
Start of the second quarter, Lions looking at a 1st and 10 at the 41. Martin in the shotgun. Goes play action and trying to find the tight end. Quick hit. That's Bo DeBerry. But the tackle made immediately by Newberry. Minimal gain. Call it a gain of 3 yards. 2nd down and 7. First quarter statistics, we mentioned the rushing attack. Mars Hill, a total of 14 carries for 122 yards. Galette, 11 carries, 90 yards. And J.R. Martin, 3 carries for 32 yards. It was Martin's 4th completion. Now he goes back to the ground game. And not a lot here as the Wolves swallow up Galette at the 45-yard line. Pickup of 1. First Wolf in there for the hit was Matt Moore, junior outside linebacker from DeLand, Florida. 3rd down and 6. Martin under pressure, pulls it down. He's going to run. 1st down for Martin. Into Newberry territory, down to the 44-yard line. Again, J.R. Martin, you have got to account for his running ability, especially on 3rd down. And we saw Newberry earlier in the game with a spy on Martin. And I think because of the way Mars Hill's been able to run the football, the Wolves can't afford to just take one of their linebackers and spy J.R. Martin. They need that linebacker to slow down Galette. And it has opened up some run lanes for Martin. Here's an end around. Malik Laurent, first time he's touched the ball. Breaks a couple of tackles near the line of scrimmage and takes the ball inside the 40-yard line down to the 38. 7-yard pickup on 1st down for Laurent. Stick says 4th down. That's not right. It's 2nd down. There you go. Now they fix it. 2nd down and 3. Martin throws over the middle. Jahari Mitchell, what a grab. Still on his feet. Now he'll go down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. It's a 20-yard pickup. J.R. Martin to Jahari Mitchell. Seam route over the middle. It's a timing pattern. Martin put the ball exactly where he needed to. First and 10. They actually spot the ball at the 17-yard line, and now flags come in. Be a pre-snap penalty against the Lions. And we've seen a couple of these pre-snap penalties, one on the offense, 2 on the defense, but not a whole lot of live action penalties against the Lions, which is a good thing, especially with all the calls that went against them last week at Tusculum. First down carry to Galette. Goes nowhere. Nice tackle by the defensive end, Mike Divine Brown. Big hit. Second down and 15. Almost at the 21-yard line. JR back to pass, again under pressure, avoids a tackle, and he will run for positive yards. Down to about the 14-yard line, so 7-yard pickup, set up third and manageable. The Lions bench wants a flag for a late hit. I don't know. I understand it. You want to protect your quarterback. It's going to be about a 3rd down and 7 from the 14-yard line. Lions already lead 14-0. Martin. Play action, finds his tight end to Barry, who's open at the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown. Bo DeBerry leaks out from the left side of the formation, a nice crossing route. And again, it comes off the threat to run the ball to the outside with Gillette. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns for Mars Hill, and it's 20-0. Dichi on for the extra point. And it's good. 21-0 Mars Hill, 10:32 to play. And I think we're starting to see what this Mars Hill team can actually do. And I have to say, you know, when you take a look at the eye test on how good this Mars Hill team is, they are really good. And I know they have an extremely close loss against the Limestone team on the road, and last week's double overtime defeat against Tusculum kept them out of the conference championship game. But in my opinion, you put Mars Hill and Tusculum on a neutral field, Mars Hill's going to win the game by 4 touchdowns. I mean, it's not going to be close. The Lions are by far the better team. So when you have a team that executes the way that the Lions are here in this game, you see these types of scores. Now, it's hard to sustain for a full 4 quarters. You don't see that very often, no matter how good you are. But this is a good indication of how good this Mars Hill team is, because Newberry is one of the best defenses in the conference, and Mars Hill has gone right down the field on them 3 times in a row for touchdowns. It's 21-0. A lot of time left, and this is a Newberry team that won't go away. I talked a little bit earlier during the pregame show about the last time Newberry played in this stadium. It was in 2021, and Mars Hill had a big lead in that game. It was 21-7 in the 4th quarter, and maybe it was more than that. Newberry ended up scoring a couple of touchdowns late in the game and forced overtime. A game that Mars Hill felt very comfortable that they were going to win in regulation. So Newberry's not going to go anywhere. They're going to continue to fight you to the end. For this Lions defense, see if they can continue the energy. Now, I'm not quite sure what the delay is here. Okay, well, that explains it. And sportsmanlike conduct penalty against Newberry after the kick return from the 19-yard line, and that may just be some frustration starting to boil over a little bit. on the stop. Now, the ball was at the 19, half the distance. This is going to put the ball back inside the 10-yard line. Yeah, we'll spot it at the 9. The chain gang hasn't quite figured out where to move the chains. Now the officials are helping them out. So they spot the ball right about the 9.5-yard line. And on first down, the Wolves will run it. Gain of maybe 2. As they go back to Dwayne Wright. We see DeSaucier in the game. He's in the slot. Jai Tolan. Wolves quarterback with Dwayne Wright to his left. The snap, Tolan back to pass. Jake Watson coming in on a blitz. And that forced Tolan to get rid of the ball quickly, and he skips it into his running back right. It'll be third down. Call it 8. Not where you want to be if you're Newberry. Tolan averages just 52 yards passing per game. Third down and 8. Tolan rolling to his left. Honeycutt's after him, and Honeycutt's going to wrap him up. Now, I give Tolan credit. He was able to turn it into a positive gain. Needed 8, only picked up about 2. And Landon Honeycutt is going to help force another 3 and out. Lions come after the punt, and pretty good punt. It's going to take a Wolves roll inside the 30-yard line. And it'll be down at the 27. That's where Mars Hill will take over, leading 21-0. And it hasn't really mattered where these drives have started because Mars Hill offensively has been able to move the ball at will. And with 8:55 to play here in the second quarter, Tim Clifton is going to continue to dial it up. Well, we'll take a break here on Flow Sports. It's Mars Hill 21, Newberry nothing. First play here for Mars Hill out of the timeout. We do have a a fumble, and Newberry's got the ball, but the officials are adamant that the runner was down, and there is no review at this level. Now the officials are going to sit here and talk about this, and Newberry's saying it's their ball, but I mean, you can't come back and change the call here. The officials already came out and said he was down. Yeah, so it will stay Mars Hill football. It's tough, really, at any level, but not only did they say the forward progress was stopped, but they also ruled Gillette down. So it'll be 2nd down and 1 after a 9-yard pickup on 1st down. Well, give Newberry credit. This defense, I mean, they haven't really been able to stop the Lions. So they were going for a turnover and nearly had it. 2nd and 1 under center. Martin hands it off. Gillette hit and dropped in the backfield. Great penetration. And I think that was Craig Barksdale, the defensive lineman from Easley. Be a loss of 4. Yeah, Barksdale, great play. Take it in there and shut down the run. Well, you need this stop here if you are Newberry. Martin pulls it down, looking to run. Martin, he's hit, and I don't think he's going to get there. Nope, he needed the 37-yard line, and we saw multiple Newberry defenders keying in on Martin. He's going to end up about 2, maybe 3 yards short. So a much-needed stop for the Wolves defense, and Mars Hill will punt this ball away. Hunter Bridges is the Lions punter. And Bridges, the senior, has put together a really good year punting. He's got a couple different styles. He likes that rugby-style punt. And there it is, low, end over end. It takes the roll. And the ball might have hit a Newberry player. I think it did. It hits a Newberry player, and it's recovered by Mars Hill. This should be Mars Hill football. Yes, it is. It is Mars Hill football. The low kick hit Jaden Kennard, one of the gunners who was running down the field. And it was recovered by Noah McLaughlin. It's a very heady play from McLaughlin. So it would be a special teams turnover. And just a killer if you're Newberry. So chalk that one up as a highlight for Hunter Bridges and the Lions special teams unit. Here's Martin on 1st down. Lions run a reverse. Simeon Thompson coming the other way. Now he's going to bounce it back to the other side of the field. Thompson still on his feet and brought down after a gain of 4, maybe 5 yards. Maik Devine Brown finally put Thompson on the ground, but I have to give a lot of credit to Carson Smith, the defensive end for Newberry. He recognized that play, really blew it up, and forced Simeon Thompson to go back to the other side of the field. Thompson probably ran close to 30 yards on the play, but mostly east and west, so it's only a 4-yard pickup. 2nd down and 6. Martin back to pass. Looking. Martin directing traffic. Now he's going to pull it down and run. He sprints out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Another 11-yard pickup for J.R. Martin and a Lions 1st down. Here's the snap. Gillette up the middle. And nothing there. So the Newberry defense looking to tighten up after the turnover. It forced a 3 and out. Now trying to keep Mars Hill out of the end zone. Second down and 10. Well, we've already seen one touchdown pass from J.R. Martin. He threw it to Bo DeBerry. DeBerry is a popular target in this area of the field, and sure enough, there is the pass to DeBerry in the flat. Picks up about 4, and it'll be third down and 6. Malik Laurent, another guy that the Lions like to target in this area of the field. He's a 6-foot receiver. Does not have a catch yet in the game. He does have a run. But Laurent, very athletic. He can go up high over DBs. Martin's favorite target today, though, has been number 1, Jahari Mitchell. And that's Mitchell at the very top of your screen. Now Mitchell comes in motion. Here's the snap. Martin under pressure, rolls out of it. Martin still with the football, and he fumbles. He gets hit, and he fumbles. The ball is still loose. It's going to be recovered by Newberry at the 19-yard line, and J.R. Martin maybe trying to do a little bit too much. Ends up getting popped by a couple of Wolves defenders, and it will force a punt. I shouldn't say we'll force a punt. It'll be Newberry football. But you look at the field position. I mean, you're in field goal range if you're Mars Hill. So that one really hurts. Takes away the opportunity to at least tack on 3. I was thinking about the punt that resulted in the fumble that was recovered by Mars Hill. The Newberry defense gets it right back on the turnover forced. But now Mars Hill's defense, which has been really tough, is back out there on the field, and the Wolves hand it off to Dwayne Wright, who picks up 2 yards. Landon Honeycutt there on the stop. 21-0. We're under 4 minutes to play in the second quarter. And this is a big possession. Newberry will receive the kickoff to begin the third quarter. An opportunity to score at the end of the half and then perhaps score at the beginning of the half. And here is some daylight. Big run. Honeycutt has to track down Dwayne Wright, but not after a massive gain. It takes the ball out to the 46-yard line. It's a 25-yard run. For Dwayne Wright. First and 10 at the 46. Newberry, plenty of time. They bring Key Williams in motion and hand it off to Wright. Tackle made after a 2-yard pickup. Tarshawn Reed in on the stop.
Dwayne Wright, the ball carrier. Second down from the 48-yard line. The mark, the gain is the Martinsville 44.
Clock continues to run. Each team has 3 timeouts. Jai Tolan looks like he's audibling at the line. Play clock down to 7. Tolan takes the snap, hands it off to Wright. Will zone read, and Wright pushes forward to midfield. Another 2-yard pickup. So it'll be third down and 6. This is kind of interesting to see how the Lions manage this clock. We're under 2 minutes to play. It does not look like Mars Hill wants to stop the clock. But if they do stop Newberry here, an opportunity to get the ball back to your offense. Wolves bleeding clock. Play clock is under 10. Tolan. He'll pass. Takes a deep shot down the sideline. Tristan Rankin there on the coverage, and it is incomplete. It was intended for Key Williams. We talked about how the Lions leave their corners, Rankin and Monroe Sanderson, on islands. And they're just very tough. They're skilled, physical, very ball aware, and Newberry will have to punt. The good news for Newberry is you flip the field position, you use some clock, and with 1:19 to play, you have a chance to pin the Lions back deep. Here's the punt, end-over-end kick, angled to the sideline, and it does go out of bounds. This is not going to be a very good punt. See where they spot this thing out at the 30-yard line, so just a 20-yard punt for Gibson Marsh. The last time Marsh punted, he punted about a 70-yard punt, so this one will hurt the average. And instead of Mars Hill operating inside their own 10-yard line, they have plenty of room to work with. Now, Tichy, the field goal kicker, has a bomb. He can kick it from pretty deep. So let's see how Tim Clifton plays out the last minute 13 here. He's going to let Martin throw. JR looking. Now he throws into the flat. Caught by DeBerry. Pickup of about 2 and a timeout called by Mars Hill. Pretty good coverage on the back end. That's actually Noah Pittman on the grab. Pittman, the former Mitchell High School quarterback. Second down and 8, and a good throw. There's Malik Laurent. He'll make the catch just shy of midfield. It's about a 20-yard out route, and J.R. Martin put it on the money. Spotted at the 48-yard line. First and 10 with 50 seconds to play. Looks like the Lions did not have to use a timeout after the first play of the drive, so they still have 3. Here's Martin. Looking to scramble, and JR wisely goes out of bounds. The 45-yard line, a 7-yard pickup. 42 seconds left in the half. I would say Mars Hill probably needs another 20 yards to feel comfortable about a Tichy field goal attempt. The field goal that Lon Tichy attempted at the end of regulation last week was from 43 yards, and it would have been good from 60. It had that type of distance. And again, many people said it was good. It was ruled no good, and the game went to overtime. Here's a deep throw over the middle, kind of a throwaway from Martin. He did have Simeon Thompson in the area, but not a whole lot doing. It'll be 3rd down and 3 from the 45-yard line. It's pretty rare that Tim Clifton attempts really long field goals. His offense is so creative and usually has a ton of playmakers. It feels comfortable. This offense can pick up 4th downs from this part of the field. 3rd and 3, Martin. He's under pressure. JR has to get rid of it, and he almost threw an interception. A risky play. Pass was intended for Brooks Harris, and Harris didn't think the ball was coming his way. So he just had his back to the quarterback. And it'll be 4th down and 3, and the Lions are going to leave their offense on the field with 27 seconds. I kind of like this based on the confidence you have in your defense. 4th and 3, Lions hand the football off, and they will not get it. Now it was Gillette running right up the middle. He needed 3, and he only picked up 2. So Newberry with the stop. And their offense will have another opportunity with just 21 seconds remaining in this second quarter. That is 3 consecutive stops for the Newberry defense. Remember, they forced the 3 and out prior to the punt that was ultimately a fumble recovered by Mars Hill. Then they had the fumble recovery. The Newberry defense recovered a fumble on 3rd down from inside the 20-yard line. And now they're able to stop Mars Hill on a 4th down. So give a lot of credit to Todd Knight and his Newberry team and that defensive coaching staff. They've made some nice adjustments. Jai Tolan looking to run. Stays in bounds. He fumbled the football, but he fumbled it out of bounds. There is a flag that comes in late. It's a lot to sort out with 11 seconds to go. You have Newberry trying to call timeout. You have a penalty flag that comes in at the end of the play, and then Tolan fumbled the ball forward. And usually under 2 minutes, you cannot fumble the ball forward. It goes back to where the fumble occurred. So the officials are trying to sort all of this out. Let's take a listen. Well, apparently they're not ready to share.
We had a forward fumble out of bounds. The ball will be brought back by the fumble. And then at that point, after the play was over, involved personal foul in the outfield number 71. So it will be 15 yards from the foul of fumble, and it will be 2nd down.
That is so Newberry does call their timeout. That is a brutal penalty on Cortez Huckleby, the freshman center out of Cincinnati. Newberry had advanced the ball into Mars Hill territory in a pretty good 1st down run with 11 seconds to go. You still need a lot to go right to be able to try and score. But it's a personal foul after the play, backs up Newberry 15 yards to their own 36-yard line with 11 seconds to go. So instead of a chance maybe for 2 plays at the end zone or 1 play and then a field goal, now I think if you're Newberry, you probably just take a knee. At least dial up something fairly safe. 2nd down and 17. The last time the Lions played a game here at home, they took a 35-0 lead into the halftime locker room. Here's a sack by Dexter Fitzpatrick and Demipi Lamboni, and that will end the first half. Jai Tolan able to hang on to the ball, and so for the 2nd consecutive home game, the Lions pitch a first half shutout. They actually shut out Tusculum last week. They were up 14-0 going into the locker room. So the Lions defense doing damage. The Mars Hill offense, 3 touchdown drives, and it's 21-0 at the break. Well, we'll take a little bit of a lengthy break, but don't worry, I'll be back to pass along some first half stats and get you ready for quarter number 3. This is South Atlantic Conference football on Flow Sports.
As we recognize our 2023 Mars Hill University Athletic Hall of Fame inductees. Dr. Jay Jansen did his 26th year as team physician and medical director for the academic program. Jay also served supervising physician for the Mars Hill University State License to Practice Protocol. He is a sports medicine fellowship trained orthopedic surgeon at Blue Ridge Bone and Joint. His surgical focus is arthroscopic treatment of joint disorder, soft tissue reconstructive procedures of the knee, shoulder and elbow, as well as comprehensive knee surgery. Dr. Jansen graduated Phi Beta Kappa from Indiana University. He graduated with honors from Indiana University School of Medicine in Indianapolis and completed his residency training in orthopedic surgery at the University of Iowa Hospital and Clinic in Iowa City, Iowa. Dr. Jansen went on to complete a fellowship in sports medicine and arthroscopic surgery at the American Sports Medicine Institute in Birmingham, Alabama, under the direction of Dr. James Andrews and Dr. William Clancy. Dr. Jansen, in addition to serving as team physician for Mars Hill University, serves numerous colleges throughout Western North Carolina, as well as numerous high schools in Western North Carolina. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. J. Jansen. Mike Kelly is a first-generation college student and a 1982 graduate of Mars Hill. He is a four-year member of the men's basketball team, scoring over 1,300 points in his career for the Lions. He began a very successful career in the corporate world with Macy's and Michelin after graduating from Mars Hill. A senior executive with experience in operations, human resources, finance, marketing, and sales, he worked and traveled throughout North America and internationally for Michelin as well as Macy's, earning recognition for outstanding performance and designation as a high-potential executive leader. After more than 25 years in the corporate world, Kelly and his wife Belinda started Right Path Enterprises and Kelly Financial Planning in 2014 with the goal of teaching leaders development and culture transformation by providing counseling, consulting, training, and coaching services with excellence and integrity. Kelly's an active member of his community as well as district governor of Southwest Ohio's District for Rotary International. He shared his talent and expertise with his alma mater on many occasions, most recently serving as chair of the Board of Trustees for 2 years from 2021 through December of 2022. He's recently inducted into the South Atlantic Conference Hall of Fame, receiving Distinguished Alumni Award. Mike's also sharing his skill and knowledge through the written word with his latest book entitled Leader Influence. We'll try that one more time. Leader Fluid, Secrets of Leadership Essential to Effectively Leading Yourself and Positively Influencing Others. Ladies and gentlemen, our very own Mike Kelly. Coach Bill Mitchell served as defensive coordinator for Mars Hill football team throughout the 70s under Harold Taylor and Claude Hoot Gibson. His defensive unit led the South Atlantic Conference in 3 of his first 5 years, and during that same time period, they were nationally ranked against the rush several times. Along with his football coaching responsibilities, Bill also served as the track and field coach for Mars Hill. During his coaching career, Bill coached over 30 all South Atlantic Conference linebackers, with 8 of those going on to be recognized as All-American. He was part of 15 South Atlantic Conference championship winning teams, 16 playoff appearances, 9 national championship teams, and 5 national title winning teams. Prior to being here at Mars Hill, he was a high school coach in Albany, Georgia from 1963 to 1970. He graduated from Morehead State University in 1963 with a bachelor's degree in physical education. While at Morehead State, he was captain of the football team, named an All-Ohio Valley Conference linebacker. He has been a confidant of players and coaches throughout the nation. Ladies and gentlemen, our very own Coach Bill Mitchell. Ladies and gentlemen, it is always our distinct pleasure to recognize those members of the Lion Athletic family who not only have served this institution, both as players or other individual efforts, but who continue to be a big part of the Mars Hill University family. For Bill and Jay and Mike, on behalf of your Mars Hill family, we thank you for all of your contributions to the Mountain Lions. Ladies and gentlemen, our 2023 inductees. And for those of you wondering honoring the large delegation gathered on the 10-yard line. These are a good cross-section of the members of the various Lions teams that Coach Mitchell was a part of. Let's welcome them back to Mars Hill University. Glad to have you back, gentlemen. The Mountain Lion Marching Band is under the direction of Dr. J.T. Womack, Director of Bands, and Dr. Brian Tinkle, Director of Percussion. We would like to recognize on this special day the seniors of the Mountain Lion Marching Band. They are as follows: Jenna Brock, Music Performance; Tyler Donoghue, Music Performance; Jared Dunn, Music Performance, Music Education; Taylor Hodges, English; Luke Holt, Music Education; Wes Owen, Music Performance. The Mountain Lion Marching Band wishes to thank all of you for your hard work and dedication to the group and wants to wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors. Ladies and gentlemen, give a round of applause for our Mars Hill University Mountain Lion Marching Band seniors. The Mountain Lion Marching Band leadership team for the 2023 season consists of the following: Ron Baker, Lizzie Peterson, visual captain, percussion captain, uniform manager, Gina Barak. Band librarian is Wes Owen. Today's performance is entitled Bruno Mars Hill, and we'll begin with Locked Out of Heaven, then Pressure, and end with Runaway Baby. Ladies and gentlemen, your Mars Hill University Mountain Lion Marching Band.
Start of the second half coming your way. Mars Hill 21, Newberry nothing. I'm Doug Maurer. Happy to have everyone with us on Flow Sports this afternoon. South Atlantic Conference football, final game of the 2023 season. And Mars Hill looking to cap an undefeated home slate. Lions are 4-0 at home this year. Chance to go to 5-0 if they can hold this 3-touchdown lead. We mentioned it is Senior Day, and I'm going to recognize some of the seniors a little bit later in the broadcast for Mars Hill. We'll run through them all, but it is also the Mars Hill University 2023 Hall of Fame induction class ceremony day, consisting of Mike Kelly, Dr. Jay Jansen, and Bill Mitchell. And we saw that trio honored at the half. Very nice Hall of Fame ceremony. So congratulations to Mike Kelly, Dr. Jay Jansen, and to Bill Mitchell, the newest three members inducted into the Mars Hill University Hall of Fame. Lions going to kick the football off here to start the third quarter. And it will go out of bounds. So a penalty will be thrown on the kick out of bounds. It's going to set Newberry up with good field position. See if this Wolves offense can get something going in the second half. First half statistics, fairly one-sided. Total yardage. Mars Hill, 181 total yards. Newberry, 22 total yards. 22 yards the entire first half. They only ran, let's see if we can get that right. No, I might be off on that. There we go, 51 yards, excuse me. That was first quarter stats. 51 yards for Newberry in the first half, 291 for Mars Hill. Well, good handoff on first down. It's Wright who had the big 25-yard carry in the second quarter, and he rips off 7. Helmet came off, so he will have to head to the sideline for a play. Be second down and 3. J.R. Martin was 9 for 12 for 121 yards, which leaves J.R. 72 yards shy of 2,000 pass yards for the season. John Gillette, 17 carries for 100 yards. Martin also has 59 rushing yards. Second down and 3, and the Lions are going to pick up their third sack of the game. Jai Tolan was looking for someone to get open, and the protection breaks down. A 5-yard loss, third down and 8. And that's not really Tolan's strong suit, throwing the ball deep down the field. Now, he's still a very dangerous quarterback, transfer from Gardner-Webb. Lefty does have a big arm, but just doesn't get the ball down the field too often. Third down and 8. Here comes Honeycutt on the blitz, and Honeycutt rips him down. Landon Honeycutt very well may be named the South Atlantic Conference Defensive Player of the Year. And he could absolutely end up being a first-team All-American Division II with the season he has put together. Honeycutt in this game, and we just started the third quarter, now has 2 sacks and 10 total tackles. Smart play by Noah Pittman. He gets on the ball and be down at the 30-yard line. That's where the Lions offense will take over. Honeycutt, he averages about 15 to 20 tackles a game. He's been that dominant. And he is one of the seniors that this Mars Hill team has relied so heavily on. JR under center. Hands off to Gillette, trying to bounce it. And cuts it upfield for a pickup of about 3 yards. We're starting to see this Newberry defense with their adjustments dial in. Cutting off the outside run. Spying Martin, especially on third downs. And making things a little more difficult for this Lions offensive unit. 2nd and 7. Martin's going play action. He's got Thompson wide open. Now he throws it to Thompson, who kind of gave up on the play, and then he drops the ball. Boy, Thompson was so wide open that he stopped running because he figured Martin didn't see him, and he kind of put his head up in the air and put his arms up. Then Martin saw him and flung out there, and Thompson says, "Oh, the ball's coming my way," and tried to regather his concentration. He ends up dropping the ball. That was a surefire touchdown, but I don't put all the blame there on Thompson. It was just the timing wasn't quite right. Simeon came off unguarded, and Martin just didn't see him initially. By the time he did, Thompson had thought the play was over. So it's 3rd down. Now Martin under pressure, and he's just going to have to lob this ball out of bounds. They were looking for Laurent, and Laurent was double covered. So smart play by Martin. But Newberry very fortunate that Simeon Thompson didn't come up with a 67-yard touchdown on the previous play. So each team with a 3 and out as we begin the 3rd quarter. Bridges gets it away, short kick, angling towards the sideline. Takes a little bit of a Mars Hill roll. And down to the 30. 37-yard punt, no return. And Newberry will take the field. Timeout on the field. We will take it. It's the Lions 21, Wolves nothing here on FloSports.
Mars Hill University, helping you move your mountain.
Mars Hill University gives me plenty of degrees to choose from.
At MHU, I get the attention I deserve.
MHU keeps me close to home, and there's tons to do in the mountains.
Over 60 courses of study, small class settings, a breathtaking campus. These are just a few examples of how MHU can help you start moving your mountain.
We don't always agree who to pull for on game day, but we all can agree that litter is bad for North Carolina.
I just did not have a lot of stability.
I was facing foreclosure.
Not working at all, didn't have any money.
I could not go to school and work, so I found Mars Hill.
The experience here has been so wonderful.
It's been amazing.
I was able to have the full-time hours without the full-time load.
They are just incredibly supportive.
And Mars Hill is very affordable.
Mars Hill University Adult and Graduate Studies. Education that moves mountains.
I will be the first in my family to graduate with my bachelor's degree.
First and 10, Newberry at the 30-yard line. Jai Tolan takes the snap, hands it off to Wright, and Wright, ooh, he had a crease, just tripped up. Monroe Sanderson got in there and made a big play-saving tackle. Still a nice run from Dwayne Wright. Off tackle left side, picked up about 7 on 1st down. If Sanderson doesn't that hand out there and trip up Right, he's going to be running for a while. It's an 8-yard pickup to the 38. See the tight formation by Newberry. Now Tolan Looking to pass, and it's incomplete. Intended receiver was Andre Banks. Now, Tolan was under pressure, and we do have a flag that came in late. It's in the backfield, and it's in the neighborhood of roughing. They do get the Lions for roughing the passer. Dexter Fitzpatrick did not like the call. So a 15-yard penalty sets up a Newberry first down.
Inside Marsville territory, it's the 47-yard line for the Wolves.
First down, carry right, and Fitzpatrick gets in there to make the stop. Dexter does a little snow angel on the ground. Three-yard loss, second down and 13. Tolan and to lead the first Newberry scoring drive of the day. Hands it off to Wright. Wright bounces it outside, and Honeycutt ushers him out of bounds. The 43. 7-yard pickup for Wright. Bring up third down and manageable. Called 3rd and 6. Comes the snap, and the Wolves hand it off. Right, running to the right. Dexter Fitzpatrick grabbed a hold of the shoulder pad and would not let go. Brings him down for no gain. 4th down. Newberry's going to have to punt this ball away. Well, it's difficult when you don't have too much of a pass game. Wright has been the best offensive weapon for Newberry. Well, I'm fine with giving him the ball there on 3rd and 6. There's a punt. We'll roll into the end zone. Mars Hill will have it at the 20-yard line. Defense, the name of the game. And, coming into this game, I was under the impression that defense would play a big factor. I mean, this is not going to be a typical shootout type game. Maybe both teams are in the 20s, but I mean, these two defenses are both so good that you really have to take advantage of your opportunities if you're an offensive team. And we saw Newberry get off to a little bit of a slow start defensively, but they have really ratcheted things up and made it difficult on this Lions offense over the last quarter and a half. Gillette, the tailback. Martin in the shotgun. JR wants to throw. First down, he rolls to the right. JR pump fakes, and he's tripped up in the backfield. That'll be a sack for Newberry. And the sack will be credited to Jalen Stratford, sophomore from Rock Hill. Loss of 1. Second down and 11. Gillette maybe a yard. It's 3rd and 10. All of a sudden, yards very hard to come by. Let's see what the Lions try and dial up here. Would like a first down. At the very least, able to try and flip the field and run a little more clock. Marcel goes play action. Martin rolling right. And you just have to throw the ball away. Lions didn't have a single receiver to the right side of the field. I'm not quite sure I understand that play at all. You do play action and a rollout to the right, but every single one of your pass catchers is on the left side of the field. The only thing I can think of is maybe that was supposed to be a designed run for J.R. Martin, like a naked boot. But you typically don't see a naked boot called on 3rd and 10. It's like a 3rd and 1 play. Here's the punt from Bridges. And it's low, end over end. I think it touched a Newberry player again. It did. Wow, Mars Hill just picks it up. It's the second time that has happened where Newberry has had the ball hit one of their players. And once that happens, it's a live ball. That is a fumble. As a punt return team, as soon as you touch the ball, it's live. All you have to do if you're Newberry is don't touch the ball. Just let it roll, and your offense comes out on the field. I mean, it's rare that it happens. To begin with, it's happened twice in the game. And it gives Mars Hill a first down at the 45-yard line. It's a massive game changer. So Martin brings the offense back on the field, gives it to Gillette, and John with some room up the middle. Nice jump cut by Gillette. Picks up 6 yards on first down. Gallette's over 100 today. I mentioned he would be the tailback on the field for about 99% of the plays. We did see Zach Smith come in for one play in the first half. Smith is ready on the sideline if needed. Here's a handoff to Gillette, and a great tackle made in the backfield. And Gillette isn't happy. He's yelling at the sideline. I think Gillette saw that before the snap and said, why didn't we audible out? Colby Taylor, defensive end. Nobody blocked him. It's a loss of 5 yards. So 3rd and 9 from the 44. And Martin again looking to run. And the spies are there waiting for him. Official does go down. Does a little celebration before popping back up. Like he made the tackle. That's pretty good. It's only a 2-yard gain, and Mars Hill will punt it away. Give this Newberry D a ton of credit. That's the second time they've had a special teams turnover, and the Wolves have not allowed any points. So we'll see Bridges punt the ball again. Newberry being very careful. Here's the return man to the 20-yard line. So Wolves take over. We're under 5 minutes to play here in the third quarter. The official, see if I can find the official who made that last play, was Greg McDade, our umpire. He had the crowd on both sides giving him a big round of applause. We're hanging in. Those umpires, I mean, you can see him right in the middle of the field there. He's lining up like a linebacker. It's a tough spot to be in. First down, carry. It's right. And he muscles his way out near the 25-yard line for possibly 5 on the carry. Dwayne Wright.
Second down from the 25-yard line.
Second down and 5. Again, Wright. Same play, and the ball come out? I think it did. It's a big tackle. No, they're not. They're saying the runner was down. Dwayne Wright at the 27-yard line was brought down, and it's 3rd and 3. I couldn't tell who made the hit. It might have been the safety near Neil Vertillis. Watch out for 35. Landon Honeycutt. 3rd down. And another sack. Jai Tolan trying to scramble, just nowhere to go. Now a very late flag just came in. Very late flag. After the play. Officials are talking about this. Newberry still has their offense on the field. See if there's any extracurricular here. It would be 4th down.
After the play is over, personal foul. Number 93. 15-yard, automatic first down.
Boy, just a brutal penalty against Mars Hill. The play was over. It was 4th down. And an unsportsmanlike conduct personal foul against the Lions gives Newberry 15 yards and an automatic first down. And that's going to make Tim Clifton extremely upset. Jai Tolan will go back to work. Couldn't tell who the penalty was on. Right. Running to the left, and he's got room up the left side, down to the 40-yard line. 18-yard scamper for Dwayne Wright.
Dwayne Wright, the ball carrier, picking out first down yardage on the play. It will be 1st and 10 on the Martinsville 41-yard line.
First and 10 at the 42. Right. Decent yardage. Honeycutt there on the stop. 4, maybe 5-yard pickup. Second down and 6. Banks goes in motion, and they hand it to Banks. Andre Banks on the jet sweep. Still on his feet, and he's going to dance forward for a first down near the 30-yard line. Now this is as far as Newberry's been into Mars Hill territory. Kind of the 30-yard line, aided by that personal foul penalty that occurred after a sack. Would have forced fourth down. Tolan hands it off to Wright. He'll bounce it outside. A strong run. Dwayne Wright. Dwayne Wright has taken a page out of John Gallette's playbook, and that's run to the outside. Now, Wright is 5'11", 230-pound back, so when he gets out there and he's got safeties and DBs trying to tackle him, doesn't go down easy. Second and 4. This time Wright tries the middle. There's just not a lot there. You have Boris Lewis, Tarshawn Reed, Lamboni, and then the linebackers just come up and fill those gaps. It's hard to run north and south against Mars Hill. 3rd down and 4 upcoming. That's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter. Mars Hill 21, Newberry nothing. Watching South Atlantic Conference football on Flo Sports. Start of the 4th quarter, the Lions are leading 21-0. But Newberry with a big 3rd down and 4 upcoming. Dwayne Wright is up to 96 yards on the ground, 19 carries. Let's see if he's featured on this 3rd down and 4. Nolan takes the snap. They hand it to Wright, running right side, and he has the 1st down. Up over 100 yards for Wright. It'll be 1st and 10. Some yelling going on behind the play. That's Cortez Huckleby, who has already called for just a brutal penalty earlier in the 1st half. And I think he's very fortunate he wasn't flagged again. He was in the face of our head referee. But give Newberry a lot of credit, moving the ball. Tolan can take an end zone shot, and it's deflected. Nice defense. That's Rankin. Looking for Banks. You know, Rankin has these yellow cleats on, and every time I look in his direction, I think a penalty flag has been thrown on the field. He's got these yellow cleats. And because they're on the ground, I'm like, oh, another flag down. Oh, no, those are just Rankin's shoes. Flag here. Lions in the neutral zone. Another pass, and again, Rankin knocks it down. Banks is like, this guy's all over me. Rankin like, yeah. But that was a free play because the Lions were in the neutral zone. So it'll be 2nd down and 5. Knocking on the door. It's to the 10-yard line. Right. At the carry. He's hitting the backfield. Still falls forward. He's going to be close to a 1st down. Dwayne Wright. Just looks like the Lions are having a hard time tackling this guy. 3rd down and 1. Ball's at the 8. Jai Tolan, play action, little flip on the reverse. That's Key Williams turning the corner, and he's in for a Newberry touchdown. Key Williams caps off the drive, and the Wolves are on the board. So Newberry takes advantage of that Mars Hill penalty. Remember, the Lions should have forced a punt on this drive, but after a 3rd down sack, they committed an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, and it ends up leading to the Newberry touchdown. Extra point attempt coming from Lawson Reel. And it's good. 21-7. Newberry back within a couple of scores. You go back to the 2021 game here at Mir Stadium. Newberry was down by this exact score, 21-7, late in the 4th quarter, and they came back and tied it, forced overtime. Game that Mars Hill eventually won 28-21. Lions have not done much offensively here in the 2nd half, thanks to the adjustments made by Newberry's defense. This will be a big drive with 13:04 to play here in the 4th quarter. Dwayne Wright, sophomore running back from Charleston, up over 100 yards rushing. It's very rare that someone runs for 100 yards against this Mars Hill defense. But Wright's had an excellent game, especially here in the 2nd half. Kick will be returned. And out past the 20-yard line. Where the Lions will begin this drive. First and 10, Mars Hill. Only one catch in the game for Malik Laurent. Simeon Thompson doesn't Didn't have any catches. Martin did not complete a pass in the third quarter. Quarterback draw, first down. Well, that's not going to fool Newberry because their whole halftime adjustment is focused on J.R. Martin. That's all they did. Say, all right, we're not going to let Martin run anymore. We're going to put 2-3 guys spying him. And on first down, the Lions, no misdirection, no play action, just a quarterback draw. And Newberry says, well, that's exactly what we're looking for. So a minimal gain, now second down. And Gillette bounces it outside. He's going to be very close to a first down. And he has it. That extra effort actually nets him close to 15 yards. About a 12-yard gain, first and 10 at the 35-yard line. So Gillette with an important run gives the Lions a first down and perhaps establishes some rhythm for this offense. Well, it's the same play. Martin tries a quarterback draw on first down. It goes backwards for a yard. Tackle was made by Big T Irby. 6 foot, 275. First name's Trey, but he goes by Big T. And I don't think I would want to get tackled by Big T Irby. It didn't look like it was very much fun for J.R. Martin. Second down and 11. Martin under pressure. He throws his ball away, and I don't know if he was out of the pocket. This might be grounding. There was no receiver in the area. Now he did get the ball, but okay, so in order to avoid intentional grounding, you have to get the ball back to the line of scrimmage, which J.R. Martin did, but the other factor is you have to be outside the tackle box. And the officials just discussed it, and they said Martin was outside of the tackle box. So no intentional grounding. It'll be third down and 11. Zach Smith is into the game. Here's the snap. Martin looking to run. And there's nowhere to go. Multiple spies for the Newberry defense. Just waiting for Martin. Try and run. It's a 2-yard gain. And Newberry forces a punt. Still waiting for the Lions to adjust after Newberry has really taken them out of what they want to do offensively. Here's a punt that's blocked. Goes out of bounds, and the Wolves will have great field position. So the momentum has completely changed in this game. Newberry is going to have the ball at the 25-yard line in Mars Hill territory off the block punt. And it puts this Lions defense in a tough spot. Didn't see who ended up blocking the punt, but there were several Newberry players. This is the second week in a row that the Lions have had an issue punting up by 14. Now this time it's a blocked punt. Last week the Lions tried a fake punt up by 14 from midfield. I could not figure that one out. It ended up leading to Tusculum's only touchdown, only offensive touchdown in the game. And of course, that game went to overtime. You have to think if the Lions would have just punted the ball, they win the game handily. But instead, they tried a fake punt on 4th and 10 from midfield, up by 14 points in the second half. Here, up by 14. They don't run a fake punt, but they end up with a punt that's blocked. And it gives great field position to this Newberry team. Now the Wolves go backwards 5 yards on a false start penalty, so it's now 1st and 15. Jai Tolan hands it off. Now we're reverse, looking to pass is Andre Banks. He's going to throw one towards the end zone. It's caught, but it's out of bounds. So a wide receiver reverse pass, and Newberry pulling out all the stops. I love the play design. Second down and 15. Trips to the right. Bunch set. Tolan tries a hard count. Lions don't bite. Now Tolan takes the snap, hands it off. This is right. Tarshawn Reed wraps him up and brings him down after a gain of 2. Tarshawn Reed has played a really good game. The senior from Charlotte at East Mecklenburg, and we call Tarshawn Reed's name a lot when it comes to sacking quarterbacks. He and Demipi Lamboni. Newberry is not really had a big drop back pass game. So Reed has made his mark on the run game. 3rd and 13. Back to pass. Tolan has time. Now he's going to fire one towards the sideline, and it's incomplete. Tell you what, when you target Tristan Rankin, your odds of success are not very high. Rankin with excellent coverage. It'll be 4th down and 13, and Newberry's going to leave their offense on the field with 9:18 to play. I like this decision. I know it's 4th and 13. There aren't a whole lot of plays in the playbook. But how many times are you going to get the ball down at this part of the field if you're Newberry? Coming off the block punt, you want to try and take advantage. 5 wide receivers for Jai Tolan. 4th and 13. Tolan back to pass. Tolan comes forward. Flag is thrown. Tolan's going to run, and he's tackled short of a 1st down. He needed 13, and he picked up about 11 and a half. Now we need to check the penalty. So the penalty was against Newberry. It was a hold, and instead of accepting the penalty, Mars Hill's going to decline it and take over on downs. So the Lions defense with a big hold as we approach 9 minutes to play in this contest. Mars Hill 21, Newberry 7, and the Lions offense will go back to work after this.
We don't always agree who to pull for on game day, but we all can agree that litter is bad for North Carolina.
.09 to play 4th quarter. Mars Hill 21, Newberry 7. Let's take a look at some of the updated statistics in this game. The run game has been the big factor. Dwayne Wright of Newberry, 22 carries for 110 yards. John Gillette, 22 carries, 117 yards. So the two running backs having a lot of success. J.R. Martin, 9 out of 16. He has yet to complete a pass in the second half. And he will hand it off on first down to Gillette, who churns his way forward for about 4 yards on first down. Jai Tolan has completed a grand total of 3 passes in the game. He's 3 for 7 for 13 yards.
Second down from the 21-yard line.
Second down and 6. Mars Hill milking the play clock. Now down to 5. Hand off to Gillette. A little bit of room right side. Pushed out of bounds, short of the 25. And it'll bring up about a 3rd down and 3. For this Lions offense.
3rd down from the 24-yard line.
That was the 24. Tight formation. Martin under center. Takes the snap. Reverse to Laurent, and that is read like a book by Newberry. And he took the ball away. Took the ball away. That's going to be a fumble recovered by Newberry. It should be. What a defensive play by Benjamin Jackson. He read the play. He made the tackle, and as he made the tackle, he took the ball away from Laurent. Yeah, it's Newberry football. What a defensive play. You don't see that very often. It's going to be a loss of 10 yards plus a fumble recovery. Tell you what, the Mars Hill offense is not doing their defense any favors here in this second half. And you have to give a lot of credit to the Newberry defense. So the Wolves, 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line. They hand it off to Wright. He's been a tough guy to bring down, and he's inside the 10. Close to the 5-yard line. 8-yard pickup on first down. Second down. Handoff right. Up the middle, and he's going to have himself a first down. 1st and goal, Newberry to the 3-yard line. Tolan from the pistol. As the snap, hands it off to Wright. Trying the middle of the Mars Hill defense. Nothing doing. Dexter Fitzpatrick, Landon Honeycutt, both meet Wright. No gain. 2nd down and 10. Now this is a must score if you're Newberry. 1st and goal from the 3. Apparently they did not give a first down the previous play, so now it's 1st and goal from the 3. Well, that doesn't make any sense. That's clearly a first down. So now it's 1st down, and Wright pushing his way up to the 2. It'll be 2nd and goal. Five and a half minutes to play. Newberry have all their timeouts. With the way their defense is playing, they're in no hurry. Jai Tolan sends a man in motion, takes the snap, hands it off to Wright, up the middle, and he's in. Touchdown Wolves. And we've got a 1-score game. Now, this was on the verge of a potential blowout in the first quarter. It was 21-0 after Mars Hill's first 3 drives. Since then, the Lions have been fortunate to pick up a first down. And Newberry, thanks to some short fields, is right back in this. Extra point coming. Lawson Reel. And it's good. So with 5:09 to play, Mars Hill's lead cut to 7. It's 21-14. Newberry will not quit. What else is new? We're going to take a break here on FloSports.
Visit us today at mhu.edu. Mars Hill University. Education that moves mountains. Mars Hill University, helping you move your mountain.
Mars Hill University gives me plenty of degrees to choose from.
At MHU, I get the attention I deserve.
MHU keeps me close to home, and there's tons to do in the mountains.
Over 60 courses of study, small class settings, a breathtaking campus. These are just a few examples of how MHU can help you start moving your mountain. Visit us today at mhu.edu. Mars Hill University, education that moves mountains.
We don't always agree who to pull for on game day, but we all can agree that litter is bad for North Carolina. We don't always agree who to pull for on game day, but we all can agree that litter is bad for North Carolina.
Mars Hill by 7. Barry's going to kick this ball away. Kind of a squib kick. And it will be returned by Mars Hill up the far sideline. Pretty nice return out near the 35-yard line. I think that was Isaiah O'Neal on the kick return. So he gives the Lions good field position. They spotted at the 37-yard line. 5:04 to play, up 7. This will be interesting to see how the Lions handle this offensive possession. Last time they were out, they were extremely conservative, running the ball 3 straight times, and the third down run resulted in a fumble loss. Let's see if they throw the ball. Hand off Gillette. Trying the right side, Newberry all over it. This will be a loss of 2. Ike Divine Brown has had a nice game, makes the stop. Keyshawn Glover, the defensive back, did a good job setting the edge, and the Lions lose a yard, 2nd down and 11. Got 2 linebackers for Newberry, A.J. Valentine and Luke Taylor, and they are focused on J.R. Martin trying to scramble. That's about it. Handoff Gillette up the middle. This is not going anywhere. And the Wolves are just trying to rip that ball out. There is a penalty on the play, so we're going to have to check the penalty. Be third and very long. But let's see what the penalty is. It's possible Newberry was offside. Wow, a personal foul face mask penalty against Newberry. 15-yard penalty, and the Lions catch a break. Instead of 3rd and 10, it'll be a first down at the 46-yard line. New set of downs. Clock continues to move. Smith checks in at tailback. Martin hands it off, and Smith runs into his own man, but still spins forward and picks up a couple. A lot of times you see running backs that run into their offensive linemen, they end up going down because they're not expecting it. Well, obviously Smith was not expecting to run in to Daniel O'Leary, the sophomore left tackle, or left guard, but he kept his feet and was able to turn a negative into a positive. Gained 2 yards. So we approach 3 minutes in the contest, and Newberry's going to have to think about using their timeouts at some point. Try and get this football back. 2nd down and 8. Handoff. No, fake handoff. Martin keeps it himself, and he is ripped down for no gain. That's so risky, that zone read. How many times do you see the ball get put on the ground on the quarterback-running back exchange? That's not a play Mars Hill runs a lot. And you've got a running back in there in Zach Smith, who was expecting the ball there. He didn't get it. Fortunately, the Lions do not put it on the ground, and now it'll be 3rd down and 8. Martin sends a man in motion, takes the snap, going play action. Martin, he's just going to fall down. The Lions still have not completed a single pass in the second half. And Tim Clifton is going to have to rely on his defense. Newberry took a timeout, 2:03 to play. So Marceau's going to have to punt this ball away. And what a job Todd Knight's team has done, especially the defense. I mean, you look at Mars Hill in the first half, they had 291 total yards. In the third quarter, the Lions had 7 yards. And in the fourth quarter, they've had negative yards. Obviously, no points for Mars Hill in the second half, but can they keep Newberry out of the end zone with a final 2:05? It's a big punt. Last one was blocked. Bridges gets this away. And it's beautiful. Angled towards the sideline, out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. Well done by Hunter Bridges. That's exactly what the Lions needed. You make Newberry go the length of the field. They'll start at their own 19-yard line with 1:57 and 2 timeouts. And Jai Tolan, the Newberry quarterback, is 3 for 7 passing for 13 yards. This has not been the strong part of Newberry's game. They're going to need up-tempo, yards, and in a hurry. Tolan, back to pass. Throws over the middle. It is caught. That's Key Williams. Little crossing route. Williams looking for the sideline. Now he slams on the brakes, and he's not going to make the sideline. Well, he wanted a couple of extra yards, but for Key Williams, you have to get out of bounds there. I mean, the extra yard or two is not worth the 20-plus seconds that are going to come off the clock. It's a gain of 4, 2nd down and 6. Tolan going to throw one over the middle, and it's caught. It's caught and still running into Mars Hill territory. Keith DeSaucier, first time we've called his name. He is the leading receiver on Newberry's team. That's his 40th catch of the year. And a massive gain down to the 36-yard line. He got out of bounds. Minute 23 to play here in the 4th quarter. DeSaucier. Tolan back to pass, pulls it down. Now he wants to run. Tolan is going to be near a 1st down. It'll depend on the spot. I think he's a yard short. He is. Timeout going to be called by Newberry. 2nd down and 1. Boy, what a huge play. Jai Tolan, a perfect pass to Keith DeSaucier. It was a deep post over the middle. He put it in between the cornerback and the safety. Hit DeSaucier in stride, allowed him to pick up extra yards. It'll be 2nd down and 1 from the 27-yard line. We saw this 2 years ago. Newberry erased a 14-point deficit in the 4th quarter. Forced overtime. It was a game that Mars Hill did end up winning in overtime. I'm pretty sure Newberry needed a 2-point conversion in that comeback as well 2 years ago. Second and 1 from the 27-yard line. Again, the Wolves, they need a touchdown. Four down territory. Tolan takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He's going to keep it himself, trying to bounce it outside. Tolan's still on his feet. Now he's at the 20-yard line, and he's tackled by the ankles at the 18. 9-yard gain and a 1st down. Courtney Slocum, senior linebacker, made the tackle. First and 10 from the 18. We're now under a minute. Newberry has 1 timeout remaining. Todd Knight trying to speed up his team here. Tolan back to pass. Under pressure, he's going to throw one out of bounds. Had a receiver in the area, so no grounding. Intended receiver Andre Banks, and I would avoid Tristan Rankin if I were Jai Tolan. I want to throw the ball at him. 2nd down and 10 from the 18-yard line. 46 seconds remain. Three receivers to the left. Tolan takes the snap, looking to pass. Tolan wants to run. Now he will throw towards the sideline. It's going to be caught and out of bounds at the 10-yard line is Andre Banks. 3rd down and 2. Banks wisely got out of bounds to stop the clock. Actually going to spot it at the 9, so it's 3rd and 1. .38 seconds. Tolan rolling to his right. Pulls it down, throws to the end zone, and it's deflected and incomplete. Nearly intercepted. 4th down. It was Slocum who deflected it. I'm looking, I don't see Honeycutt on the field, unless I'm missing him. Yeah, he is off the field. Landon Honeycutt. And he doesn't have his helmet. Someone took his helmet from him. He can't go on the field. That's your defensive leader. 4th and 1. Here's your ball game. 30 seconds to go. Tolan running the option. He has the first down inside the 5-yard line down to the 4. Clock will stop momentarily as they move the chains. Newberry is not going to use their timeout. Now it's going. 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. We're at 20 seconds. Tolan's got to hurry. He's got one timeout, but Newberry's not using it. 15 seconds. Man in motion. Tolan takes the snap. Tolan under pressure. Tolan's going to go down. Tackled at the 6, and Newberry uses their final timeout with 8 seconds to play. Demipi Lamboni picks up the sack. Final timeout for Newberry. Landon Honeycutt has not been on the field at all this drive. And I don't know if it has to be some sort of an injury. Matter of fact, he may have been off the field for a couple of drives. He doesn't have his helmet. He's got his right forearm wrapped up. So a major loss for Mars Hill, but this defense has been one of the best units in the conference. Can they come up with one stop here? 8 seconds to play. 2nd and goal from the 6-yard line. DeSaucer is in the slot. Banks at the top of the screen. Here's the snap. Tolan rolling right. Tolan under pressure. Tolan pulls it down. He's going to try and run for it. Tolan now throws one out of bounds with no time left. He tried to throw the ball away with 1 second. The clock shows zeros. Mars Hill celebrating, and the officials say this game is over. One defensive stop was needed, and the Lions were able to come up with it. Well, Tolan, I give him a lot of credit. He was able to extend the play and avoid taking a sack, which would end the game. But by the time he threw the ball away, the 8 seconds came off the clock. So he needed to throw it away just a little bit sooner to give his team one more play. But the Lions held strong. And the defense gets the stop at the end of the game. Mars Hill finishes off an undefeated home season. 8-2 on the year, 7-2 in the conference. And they would really like an opportunity to continue their season. It will depend on what the draw is, but Mars Hill, I think they've put enough on tape this year to show that they can beat just about anybody. And I don't know if they'll get the opportunity. That loss last week was really a tough one to swallow. But the Lions end up finishing out the regular season on a high note. Now, I know normally our post-game show, we have Tim Clifton come up here, and he will talk a little bit about the game and does a great post-game interview. But on senior day, the final day of the year, just too much going on down there on the field that Coach Clifton does not typically come up for the final game of the season. So we won't have Coach, but still a very fun game, exciting game to call as the Lions beat the Wolves 21-14. Let's go over some final statistics for you real quick. Second half numbers are not very pretty for Mars Hill. They finished with 5 total yards in the second half. That's how good this Newberry defense can be. The good news is Mars Hill had 291 yards in the first half. John Gillette, 25 carries, 123 yards, and a touchdown. He's your player of the game on offense. J.R. Martin, 16 carries for 50 yards. Had to battle. He was 9 for 16 throwing the ball for 121 yards. Did have 2 touchdown passes. He's going to fall a little bit short of 2,000 yards for the season. Still an excellent year for Martin. Jai Tolan, he had 3 completions and 53 yards on the final drive of the game. He had 3 completions and just 13 yards prior to that all game. Dwayne Wright, 27 carries for $123 and a touchdown. He was your offensive player of the game for Newberry. Landon Honeycutt finished with 13 tackles and 1.5 sacks. He did not play the last couple of defensive series. Dexter Fitzpatrick had 10. Demipi Lamboni, 8 tackles. Tarshawn Reed had 6. Lamboni finished the game with 3 sacks. So big game for Demipi on his senior day. Now the Lions continue to have lots of athletic events that will be right here on Flow Sports, including later on tonight where Mars Hill's volleyball team will be in action against who else but Newberry. That's going to be at 5 p.m. Here today, and the Mars Hill volleyball team will be playing in the postseason. Today is senior day, and then they've got postseason action. So congratulations to the women's volleyball team from Mars Hill. Catch them in action at 5 p.m. today. So just a little over an hour from now. I'd like to pass along a couple of major thank yous. Rick Baker, the athletic director for Mars Hill, Adam Williams, the entire Mars Hill University athletic department, game day staff, personnel, Tarek, who's been a wonderful to have up here all year or all season, handling a lot of our videography. So just tons of people to thank in order to make sure that this broadcast was presented to you in a quality fashion. Also, would like to thank Coach Clifton for the time that he spent with us here on Flow Sports and the Lion Sports Network. And finally, all of you, each and every one of the fans who spent some time listening and watching Mars Hill football this season. I'm Doug Maurer saying so long from Mars Hill University. Your final score for the last time, you see it right there. It's Mars Hill 21, Newberry 14. We will see everyone next season, but keep an eye on the draw. Until then, enjoy the rest of your football weekend. And thanks again for tuning in to South Atlantic Conference football on Flow Sports.